Today, I am going to share a theory about the series' apparently unsolvable mystery movies from statements said that fascinated me, starting with precisely a 49th Street, end quote. And wrapped, I'm going to immerse you once again in the world of From and reveal an original theory about the series and the continuation of Season 3.
The genesis of Carcosa, a story between two worlds. What if our emotions were the key to a universe we cannot comprehend? Imagine a world where every emotion, every tear, every smile fuels a cosmic kingdom. This world exists, hidden at the crossroads of realities. It is called Carcosa. What if the cycles we live through, those endless repetitions of pain and hope, were the result of a force we do not understand, a force that manipulates us for its own gain? In the shadow of our existence lies a cosmic theater, directed by an ancient entity. Every tear and every smile become the threads weaving its kingdom, Carcosa. And us, are we the actors or the spectators?
The King in Yellow and his appetite for emotions. The King in Yellow is an immortal cosmic entity, but his existence depends on a vital source of energy, human emotions. Hope, despair, fear, and suffering serve as his nourishment, which he exploits to maintain his power. To maximize this energy, he creates situations where the most intense emotions emerge, then traps them in eternal cycles. The realm of Carcosa, which he governs, is the result of centuries of collecting this energy. However, maintaining Carcosa requires a constant influx of new emotions. For this reason, the King in Yellow manipulates human souls and merges stories from different eras to perpetuate his power. The story of the ancient village. Centuries ago, an isolated village lay in a valley surrounded by forests, but plagued by frequent disasters, poor harvests, and diseases. The inhabitants regularly organized pagan rituals to invoke the gods and seek their help. One day, during a deadly epidemic, the villagers gathered for a ritual. The King in Yellow appeared to them for the first time in human form.
Disguising himself as a benevolent deity, he promised prosperity and immortality in exchange for 7 children to be sacrificed. These children were chosen from the poorest families, creating a rift within the village. A courageous couple, whose daughter was among the chosen, attempted to save the children, but failed. Before being sacrificed, the children were visited by a mysterious figure. She told them a story of hope, speaking of a world where light never fades, where souls dance among the stars, and where trees protect those who seek refuge beneath them. She described a great tree with roots so deep they touched the hidden secrets of the earth and branches so high they reached the clouds. This tree, she said, could rewrite destiny. This story resonated in their hearts like a song of hope, and their spirits transformed this mysterious force into a light that literally fed the soil where the ritual took place. It created a root-like symbol that became the central tree of Fromville. However, this hope was twisted by the King in Yellow to establish Carcosa, a cursed kingdom where human emotions are trapped and transformed into energy. The villagers who participated in the ritual were turned into monsters, symbols of their guilt and corruption. The couple who had tried to save the children became eternally bound to this place, condemned to reincarnate until they could break the cycle. The arrival of Dr. Mabius and the fusion of eras. In the present day, Dr. Mabusa, a modern incarnation of the King in Yellow, continues his work. A charismatic psychiatrist, he manipulates human emotions to sustain Carcosa. When he meets Ethan, a boy marked by the loss of his brother, he sees a unique opportunity to exploit a child's imagination to connect 2 eras. During his sessions, Ethan tells Dr. Mabius a story, the quest for the Kromolnakkel. Mabius decides to weave this story into Fromville's past to reset the cycle. To achieve this, he needs a powerful tool, the invention of Jade, a brilliant inventor. Jade, Tabi, and Betrayal Jade has developed a revolutionary application using artificial intelligence and augmented reality to merge imaginary worlds with reality. Mabusis, aware of the potential of this technology, tries to convince Jade to sell him his invention. When Jade refuses, Mabuse exploits the jealousy of Toby, a friend envious of Jade. Under the influence of the King in Yellow, Toby convinces Jade to sell his application, promising wealth and success. Once in possession of the technology, Mabuse uses it to merge Ethan's story with Fromville's past, binding the two eras together. Julie, a manipulated messenger. Julie has the power to travel between different chapters of the story. This is no accident. It is a direct intervention by the King in Yellow. He knows that Julie, in her attempt to change history and save her family, will try to save the children and tell them a story that gives them hope. In doing so, Julie unknowingly repeats the story and strengthens the bond between the two worlds. She becomes an unwitting pawn in the King in Yellow's plan, perpetuating the cycle while believing she is working for good. "I believe Julie believes in God," he said with a sisterly tone. "We're being good. The eternal cycle, a theater of suffering." Crisp answer. The King in Yellow views Fromville as a stage where he orchestrates the most intense human emotions. Each cycle repeats the same dramas: sacrifice, hope, fear, betrayal, and despair. This feeds Carcosa, strengthening his cosmic realm. However, the unpredictability of human emotions becomes a weakness for him. He did not anticipate that the unity of Tabitha, Jade, Julie, and Ethan could create a new narrative capable of breaking the cycle. What if the cycles we live through, those endless repetitions of pain and hope, were the result of a force we do not understand, a force that manipulates us for its own gain? The next time you feel an intense emotion, ask yourself, who truly benefits from it? If you could break the cycle, would you do it, even if it meant rewriting history itself?
Tell me if you are fascinated by this episode.
Leave the comment below, please, dear friends.